Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm the PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region, and I'm here with Ian Bailey of RFIdeas. Ian, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, Stan, for having me at ROKStudio. Very exciting to be here.
So Ian, we're here today to talk about why security needs to be seamless. But before we get into the topic at hand, could you just give us a brief overview of your company?
Absolutely. So RFIdeas has been in the RFID business for 27 years, which is pretty much as old as the standard. We're based in Chicago, and we lead with solutions that identify the employee based on their RFID badge, their physical badge or their mobile badge.
I'm already thinking about the security applications and the benefits, so let's get into it. All right, so first off, help us understand what is driving the need to focus on authentication, across manufacturing.
Absolutely. Well, manufacturing, industry, utility companies are targets for cybersecurity breaches. And they are, in many cases, they're soft targets if they're running legacy equipment, legacy software. So they're being targeted, and it's really costly if you get breached. You know, you've got to recover your systems. You've got to identify what security was breached, what data was lost. You've got to notify customers. Your systems might go down. Your production might stop while you're bringing the systems back up. So very costly, very time consuming for the business. And so it's really driving a lot of activities and a lot of budgets being spent on securing all those endpoints and securing your network.
So as you mentioned, RFIdeas has been in business a long time. How and why has the approach around authentication changed over the past few years?
Well, what we've seen is the need to authenticate has become more acute. In past years, we would come into sites, we would see a PIN number being used. It might be a little sticky note on the back of the HMI, and that's really not secure because we know that those PIN numbers are being shared. It's either 1234 or 99999, and so the organization doesn't know who logged into that device, what they accessed, when they were there. And that's really what the organization needs to know. So authentication, based on the personal ID of the employee, gives you the ability to understand who logged in, what they accessed, and when they logged in.
Why is multi-factor authentication more important than the standard ways of operating?
Well, multi-factor, we're starting to see that more in our consumer lives. You know, we're using multi-factor for our Google accounts, for our Amazon accounts, for our Apple accounts. And that's the same in business. And really, it's a protective measure that makes it harder to hack it. If someone's got access to your badge or they've got access to your PIN number, that's one factor. But they haven't necessarily going to have access to your biometric or a catchphrase or a PIN number. So multi-factor, as we know it, is something I have, which could be my badge, something I am, my biometric, and something I know, which is a catchphrase or a password. And that really makes it very hard, if you think about a factory floor environment, to share two factors.
How do you see this industry approach to authentication changing or developing over the next few years?
Good question. We certainly see multi-factor becoming more mainstream, and the access to the data is going to become more and more protected. There's regulations now that say if you access sensitive data, you need 2 factors or 3 factors. GDPR rules, lots of local rules that say multi-factor will become essential. But what we envisage is that across a site, all endpoints will be secured. It means that they will be password protected. Every printer, every HMI, every single device, mobile devices, fixed devices need to be locked down. They need to be password protected because otherwise they're an entry point for a breach if it's an open IP address. So we certainly see a drive to all endpoints in the network being protected. we certainly see one factor becoming two and two factors quite quickly becoming three, especially when there's a vital process. You're starting a vital process on the factory floor. Two factors is going to be vital to make sure that someone hasn't shared their credential and someone who's unauthorized has started a process. When that happens, we see materials, we see mistakes, we see productivity dropping. So in short, multi-factor will become mainstream, and accessing that data will become restricted.
Last question for you, Ian, and it's really just to get your perspective on how you see Rockwell Automation and RFIDs ideas, working together.
Well, great question, and we've got thousands of deployments worldwide. We've been partners for over 10 years, so the relationship is strong. But the really exciting part is actually the birth of the cybersecurity team, and working together with that team, because we're a part of the solution. We enable that fast, instant login with our solutions, and we make it seamless and easy for the user, whilst providing that security to the IT department who want to protect all endpoints. So that partnership will grow. We see more work together as a solution with the cybersecurity team, and so that's very exciting.
Ian, thank you so much for coming into the studio and sharing your perspective on such an important topic across industries. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you, Stan.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about Rockwell Automation and RF ideas, visit www.rockwellautomation.com.